Welcome to the WTC PMKSY 2.0 MIS portal. Today we are going to learn the process of transaction mapping with project and work IDs under the PFMS. For this, first you have to click on login, enter your PIA username, enter your password and enter the security code. Click on login. Now you have logged in successfully. Click on the transaction mapping with project under the PFMS menu. Select any one option from the drop down menu, block, Gram Panchayat or village. Select your project name and click on the button Get Details. After clicking the button Get Details, a list of transactions will be displayed. Here you can see the list of transactions are given here. If there is no list of transaction is showing, you can check the PF3 report. In PF3 report, all the details has been given. You can check the PF3 report on the MIS 2.0 portal under the report section. Here the report PF3 you can see here. State-wise project expenditure. Click on the any state for which you want to see the details. In this report, project expenditure is showing state-wise, district-wise and project-wise. You can see here. You can see the district-wise project expenditure. All type of expenditure is given here. You can see. Click on any district. Here you can see the transaction details mapped with project. Here all the details has been given with their transaction ID, transaction label, agency code, agency name, transaction date, invoice number, block name, gram name, village census code, transaction amount, project ID and with the project name. So you can see here all the details. So for mapping the transaction with project, you have to select in the respective checkbox. For saving the data in draft mode, select in any checkbox for which you want to map the project. Here you can see the transaction ID is given with the project name. For each ID, project name has been given. You have to carefully verify your all data. Check your transaction date, component code, component name, invoice number, total amount and project name. Select in another checkbox for which you want to map the project for transaction. Select in the checkbox. After selecting the checkbox, you have Save as Draft button. Click on the button Save as Draft. After clicking the button Save as Draft, you find a message Transaction saved as draft successfully. Click on OK. Now your data has been saved in draft mode. You can see the list of final transactions. If you want to save the data in save as draft mode for all the transaction ID, then you can select in the next of transaction ID, and all the record has been selected. After this you have to click on the draft button and data will saved in save as draft mode. After saving the data in draft mode, you have to verify your all data. If you have added any data by mistake, then you can delete it by clicking the action delete. After clicking the action delete, you find a message transaction deleted successfully. Click on OK. Now that record has been deleted. If you want to complete or logged the data of selected transaction, then click in the checkbox. If you want to complete the data at a time, then click on the next to transaction ID, and all the details has been selected. Make sure verify your all data. After verifying the data, click on the button complete logged the data of selected transactions. After clicking the button, a message will appear on screen. Transactions completed successfully. Click on OK. Now your data has been completed. It will showing in the transaction mapping with WorkId. Click on the transaction mapping with WorkId under the PFMS menu. Select your project name. Click on the button Get Details. Here all the finalized mapping with project are given here. Here you can see. First you have to select the WorkId. WorkIds are provided with their village and block name. Here you have to select your WorkId, and after selecting the WorkId, you have to select in the checkbox next to transaction ID. Select the WorkId for another component name. Make sure you have to verify your all data. Select the WorkId. WorkIds are provided with their village and block name. After selecting the WorkId, select in the checkbox. Select another WorkId for another transaction. Select in the respective checkbox. Select WorkId and select in the checkbox. Select WorkId and select in the checkbox. After selecting the checkbox, you have to save your data in save as draft mode. Click on the for saving the data in draft mode, click on the button save as draft. After clicking the button save as draft, you find a message. Do you want to save selected transactions? Click on yes. Now transactions saved as draft successfully. Click on OK. Again select your project name and click on the button Get Details. You can see the list of final transactions. If you want to delete any record, then click on the button delete. Make sure if you have added any data by mistake, then you can delete it. Click on the action delete and you find a message transaction deleted successfully. Click on OK. Now that record has been deleted, again select your project name. Click on the button get details. After clicking the button get details, you can see the list of final transactions. If you want to complete or log the data, then you have to select in the respective checkbox. If you want to complete all the data at a time, then you can select the next to transaction ID. And if you want to complete the data one by one, then you can select in the respective checkbox. Select in the respective checkbox and click on the button complete log the data of selected transactions. After clicking the button, you find a message, do you want to complete selected transactions? Click on yes. Now transactions completed successfully. Click on OK. Again select your project name from drop down menu and click on the button get details. Here you can see the list of final transactions. If you want to final all the records at a time, then select in the checkbox next to transaction ID and you have to verify your all data and click on the button complete logged the data of selected transactions. After clicking this button, you find a message, do you want to complete selected transactions? Click on yes. Now transactions completed successfully. Click on OK. Now the transactions of mapping with work ID has been completed. Thanks for watching.